Hello everyone, welcome to Sentinel. Today I've got a very interesting incident that I want to discuss with the viewers. And this incident involves General Michael Kurilla, the commander at Central Command down in Tampa, Florida. Now this guy's got an amazing record. You know, I'm very impressed by his service, and I'm very impressed by his distinction in combat. So before I start, I just want to thank everybody for the support to the channel. I really appreciate it. And the second admin note that I've got is this discussion that's sort of flaring up about the beautician issue. Is recommending that I should go to a beautician. You know, here's the bottom line. I'm not going to a beautician. I really do appreciate everybody's comments, encouraging me to do so. It ain't happening. I'm very comfortable with the way I look. I like my beard, I like my hair, and I like my big nose. And that ain't changing. But nonetheless, keep the comments coming. I do appreciate it. Now, getting back to the topic at hand about General Michael Kurilla, you know, his background is very, very impressive. He graduated from the US Military Academy at West Point in 1988 as an infantry officer and commanded an infantry battalion in combat in Mosul, and evidently was shot 3 times and continued to fight and lead his troops from the front, as a battalion commander ought to be doing. So I'm quite impressed by that. Received 2 Purple Hearts, received numerous Bronze Stars, and then after that commanded the 75th Ranger Regiment, which is a top-notch command, and especially they don't give it out to any snuffy. You got to be really shit hot to become the regimental commander of the 75th Ranger Regiment. He commanded that, and after that commanded the 82nd Airborne, and following that commanded the 18th Airborne Corps. Then he also had some staff tours as a deputy commander at Joint Special Operations Command for support, and was also the Chief of Staff at Central Command, and then assumed his current role in April of 2022. That's an important date to remember because the tour of a combatant commander down to Central Command is generally 3 years. So he's coming up to the end of his tour. So what happened was, back in September of 2023, General Kurilla is flying to Israel to have meetings and coordinate with the Israeli Defense Forces. En route, he had some comm issues, and he got frustrated and got out of his seat to address these issues. Well, a crew member at the time told him, you know, "Sir, please stay in your seat and buckle up your seatbelt." Kurilla didn't like that. There's an altercation that happened, and General Kurilla shoved the crew member. There's many witnesses that saw that. So in October, this kind of hit the media. You know, everybody started asking questions. And a lot of people asked the question that, if you remember, at the same time, General Hamilton, another Army 4-star, was relieved for undue command influence because he wanted a lieutenant colonel to get command screen. And so he was relieved for that. At the same time, this guy assaults a crew member, and he's retained. Nothing happens to him except an investigation. Well, the problem is this. It's been 6 months, and the investigation is still going on. I mean, how long does it take to figure out what happened? And what's the punishment? Or are we just trying to milk the investigation to allow him to retire come April of 2025? Is that the intent? Because I have some serious issues with that, if that's the case. First of all, you know, I certainly respect his service to the country and his bravery. No doubt about it. The guy's shit hot in my books. But you're not exempt from your behavior. And you don't get a get-out-of-jail card for free if you assault a troop. And there have been many cases in the past where officers have been relieved for laying their hands on troops. You know, I had a case in my battalion where an officer, you know, and actually he was giving orders to a platoon and making sure that that they were paying attention. He shoved a Marine. And investigation, they all said that this was an assault. He's trying to motivate him, sort of like what a coach did.
You better fucking wake up. You better get some fucking intensity. You better fucking realize what the fuck is going on. This is serious fucking business. We got 2 more fucking weeks here, and I'm not in the mood for somebody who doesn't give a fuck. You understand? Yeah. Do you fucking understand, kid? I swear to God. Do you understand? Yeah. Do you understand? Garcia, you better wake the fuck up. Do you understand? Yeah. McBride, do you fucking understand? Yeah. Let's clean our fucking weapons, get in the fucking vehicles, and ready to fucking go.
But, you know, the powers to be decided that he ought to be relieved. So my point is, if this captain got relieved, why are we tolerating this general to remain in position? Why is he not bound by the UCMJ? So that's one issue that we really need to think through. The second one is it's a leadership thing, right? So if he gets away with it, how does that preclude another general officer not thumping a troop? As I've always advocated, there ought to be one standard for everybody. Everybody's bound by the Uniform Code of Military Justice. And not only that, General Kurilla is also bound by FAA regulations. The FAA regulations are very clear. Title 49, Section 46504 of the United States Code specifically says an individual is liable if he interferes with a crew member for a penalty of not more than $25,000 for each violation. So he's should be held accountable under these regulations as well. And there's another regulation in the FAA, which is a criminal liability. No person may assault, threaten, intimidate, or interfere with a crew member in the performance of the crew member's duties. He should be held accountable under that. If you and I did this, we would get a travel ban for life. So why is he allowed to continue to travel on aircraft? I think this is a very important topic because Secretary Hegseth is really big on accountability. Well, now he's got to make a decision before this guy retires. What's he going to do about it? Why was General Kurilla allowed to stay in his position as the combatant commander while the investigation was going on? Why couldn't the deputy take over? So in my view, it smacks of favoritism. Just because he's a 4-star general, he should not be given preferential treatment when it comes to the Uniform Code of Military Justice. Quite the opposite. The standard should be higher for him. And he violated his own oath and his own leadership values that he's preached in the past.
I'm truly humbled and honored to be here today. My vow to the more than 90,000 service members of the 18th Airborne Corps, the over 140,000 soldiers, civilians, and family members that come to work every day at Fort Bragg is that I will lead by example and lead with courage, empathy, and honor.
I, for one, am dumbfounded by this incident. Just by digging into his career, I'm very impressed by him. The guy's a warrior, no doubt. So that's one issue. And the other issue that we really need to think through is where was the Command Sergeant Major at, or his senior enlisted advisor? Why did he allow the general to lose his cool? Why didn't he step in to remedy the situation? Where were the staff officers on that aircraft? I mean, to me, that's their job to make sure the systems work and the general doesn't have to step in to do your damn jobs. So that's one issue, right? And finally, I would be concerned, has Michael Kurilla done this before as an officer? His call sign is Kurilla. Now, a lot of times people just give you call signs because of your last name, like the one I got, Genghis Khan. But I just going into the chat rooms and stuff, a lot of people are not surprised by his actions. So according to them, allegedly, he's done this before. He's laid hands on troops. And if that's the case, how the hell did he become a 4-star general? And how the hell is he allowed to stay in command at Central Command? He should be sent home immediately and let the deputy take over until the investigation is adjudicated. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Do you think he should get preferential treatment? Or do you think he should be held accountable under the UCMJ, just like every other officer or enlisted ought to be held accountable? One set of accountability. And these are all important questions. Leave your comments. That's all I got. Stay rugged. Stay united. Khan out.